Hey, it's me again. It's me again. Like, I'm back with you just a few seconds after ending that last video. Why am I in the shade? What is happening? There I am. Hi. Okay, now I'm gonna do the short loop, the small loop. I forgot what I called it online. I've been doing this for a year now, making these videos, a little over a year. What do I call this loop? I think I was trying to call it the light way because it has the solar lights on it. I'm not too fond of that name, to be honest. I don't know what this loop is going to be called, but it's the short loop, and I'll start now. I'll pan around, I'll show you. And again, this loop, not too much has been done on this loop, but I wanted you to see it in the spring grandeur, because, you know, nature moves in leaps and bounds. You know, we have this illusion that things are gradual in nature, but really things get they get tension, and then the growth comes in these spurts. And 2 days ago, like 60% of these leaves that you see were not like this. Like just 2-3 days ago, you could see all the way through the forest, right? And something happened a couple of days ago, even though it was kind of cold yesterday and the day before. Nature decided it was time for everybody to open up, and everybody opened up. So it'll be nice to see it now. For the blue loop, the tranquility loop, the longer loop, I call it on some of the videos, I put these signs all around it, which I'll talk more about in the next video, the longer video. But I put these signs at special places, 40 signs all around the blue loop. And of course, the blue and the orange loop are conjoined where I'm standing right now. And they all have an inspirational quote on them, and most of them identify the tree that they're next to, like this sugar maple right here, this amazing sugar maple, which I love so much, this tree. Which when I first got here 2 years ago, you could not see from the driveway over there. You can imagine that. I wish I had taken a before video, but I didn't know what was going to happen. I had no idea any of this was going to happen. So why would I take a before video, right? Anyway, white fir right here that I love so much. I love the white firs. And this white fir is so happy it's producing these light green tips, which I haven't seen much on white firs. I see this on spruce trees do this a lot. But this white fir is particularly happy. Anyway, we continue along on the orange loop. You see the dots. I paint the dots so that people, when they walk the path, though it's pretty obvious now because I tend the paths when I'm here, but if I ever didn't in the fall or when it snows, it's good for people to be able to navigate using the dots. And I have these solar lights everywhere, which do work. I put them back in. I took them out every winter so no one would crush them or ski over them. Some people cross-country ski here. And the other night, there was a full moon, and they all turned on, which was really cool. Here is the bench again for the labyrinth, with a nice wave of stone feature that I made there, using, you know, this is all the dirt from the pit that I dug out to form the basis of this very, very heavy concrete bench. And this dogwood I planted took. I was not sure it was going to make it. And, you know, because dogwoods can be really picky, and they go through transplant shock. And sometimes if they don't like where they're at, you know, they don't take. And this tree is like going to really be happy here. So very happy about that. It's going to fill that space in real nice. And hopefully it'll flower soon. They flower this species is a Coosa dogwood. The other ones here on the property flower in June. So we'll see. We'll see. It doesn't get a lot of sunlight here, but it's supposed to do well in dappled sunlight. So anyway, lovely spot. Lovely spot to sit. Lovely. So there's that little turnout. Here are those spruce nibs I was talking about. This is one of those spruce trees. They have these really soft green tips when they're happy. This new growth. All right. So here is the Humming Grove Labyrinth, as I'm calling it. This place apparently is now named Humming Grove. which seems to fit. And this is the Humming Grove Labyrinth. A little difficult to see in this particular light, but maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll help you see it. It's really quite a nice labyrinth. And yeah, I like it. I don't really ever walk it. I just made it and I talk to it. A lot of other people walk it though. I see people walking it all the time. It's a real nice labyrinth. Anyway, on we go. That was one of the 3 quote-unquote meditation stations. Won't be doing a meditation stations video this time around because I haven't done any work on them. Maybe in the summer I'll do a meditation stations video and talk more about them. Maybe. Not sure. This was a huge, this tree here went way up there, way up there. It was a big dead Scott's pine, and it was getting dangerous. It had big limbs on it, and it was dropping limbs on the path, and I didn't want anybody to get hurt, so I shot it right across this critter house, and I'm gonna move these cut up rounds, and I'm gonna reformulate the critter house here. But that has to happen sometimes. You gotta make sure, you know, no one gets a limb falling on them when they're walking out here. Needed more firewood, so that was a big dead cherry that I intentionally left standing. It was about yay tall. And then I flopped it all the way to here. Cut it up into 16-inch sections, and I'm gonna come split that for firewood for the winter. That'll be nice. Here's where the blue path diverges, the longer Tranquility Loop, which is where the next video will start. The next video will start with me right there. But we're gonna bend to the right here on the orange path. And this has been on my list. You know, I want to get in here and clean all this out. I cleared out a lot of trees in here to make this a beech grove. You can see the beech trees. That's the very, very chartreuse glowing green leaves in here. Quite a few really nice adolescent beeches in there. So that's going to be real nice in about 100 years when those get big. Big beech trees are amazing. And my goal is still to get in here and keep pushing this back, keep making these critter houses bigger and bigger, and keep clearing this back. It's just, you know, there's a lot to do here. So I just haven't gotten to it. Love this big open palm American beech. That's a really cool tree. I probably will end up dropping that sassafras too, to give that tree more nutrients and more water, I think. And this to the right opened up real fine. The homeowner came in. I had to, of course, there was a lot of detritus in there, lots of dead pine trees in here. This was, you couldn't even pretend to see the tennis court or the driveway or anything when I first got here 2 years ago. This was just dead pines everywhere in here. So I cut them all down, and I made these huge critter piles in here that I liked, and I knew what they were going to do in 200 years, but the homeowners questioned the aesthetic, and so they brought in a big chipping machine to chip up these piles and spread the chips around to mulch the trees, which was fine, and it did make a nice effect. It is nice and open right now. But I like the critter piles. I like an organized, attractive critter pile. I like the fact that thousands of my friends live in there, and that's going to melt down and turn into like a little mound of dirt someday. You know, I like them. All of this stuff is going to end up in that pile, and all of this stuff that you can see in the background there is all going to end up in this pile at some point. At some point. Bit by bit, I just have a very long list. I just wake up each day and I see what's on my list, and I decide what I'm going to do, and I get to it, and then I get tired and I eat dinner and I go to bed, and I do that, you know, pretty much 7 days a week. And you just keep going and stuff gets done. It just happens at a real steady, slow rate. Oh, look at this gorgeous holly tree, gorgeous American holly right here. This tree was only yay tall. It's probably grown 2-3 feet since I've been here and has red berries all over it. Very happy tree. You know, in the fall it gets these red berries. It's really full with red berries, but it keeps its berries a long time, this tree. And it's going to be humongous. This tree is happy here. It's going to be big and beautiful. I like these black cherries everywhere. These have really cool light. When the light comes through those trees, there's really cool leaves. These black cherries make a nice light. They make great firewood when they die. They have a really pretty form when they grow, and they're all over in the back. When we do the tranquility loop next, you'll be able to see quite a few really nice black cherries. This corner was an absolute mess up until about a month ago. I don't know if you guys will remember. I mean, I had this pile set at the last video for sure, where my friend Mavis the red squirrel lives. Red squirrels are really tiny and really smart and really precocious and really fast and cute as buttons. And one has a little family right in there. Mavis, I call him Mavis. Which I think is a gender neutral name, because I don't know what Mavis's gender is. It's just Mavis. Cool little guy. Anyway, there was stuff all over in here, and this corner, I procrastinated so long in this corner because it was that old itchy ratty wood, you know, just hard to pick up. Ugh, just thinking about it. Oh my. But one day I just said, you got to do it, man. And it was more than one day. It took me about 3 days of, I'd have to dabble in a number of projects simultaneously or I'd get overwhelmed. But it took, 3 days of dabbling here to get all of this detritus here on this corner, everything here picked up and moved over into this detritus pile. I left this gap on purpose for the deer. So I've got this long critter house here to the left. That's a long one. And then I left a gap so the deer wouldn't have to go too far to be able to go where they wanted to go. And then I started with all of this stuff that was here. I started a critter pile there that curves all the way around in a U, which you'll see in the next video. And I'm going to continue it with that detritus there towards another big critter pile I've got back over there. So the energy of that curve kind of matches the energy of the curve of this path right here. Tranquility Loop once again comes back to us right here. So anyway, that was that. We're now gonna, here's the intersection, the triangular intersection where the orange path meets the blue path. Tranquility Loop goes that way. It's the next video. And at this beautiful red oak. Wow, that's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The path, both of them conjoin again, and blue and orange together go back to the driveway. And yeah, so that's that. And here's, yeah, this is sign 39. I'm going to make a series of videos with these signs. When it gets a little nicer in the summer, I'm going to do little 3-minute videos where I walk. Each video I'll be walking from reading a sign and then walking to the next sign. And then the video will stop. And then the next video I'll read the next sign and walk to the next sign. So I'm going to do that so everyone can get a feel for those quotes. There's some real nice quotes there. This Scott's pine exploded. This was a healthy one. This wasn't a dead one. A storm just took it, twisted it, snapped it off, and slammed it over there. So I had to cut it up and pile it there. It was a nice tree too. It was unfortunate. It happens, It happens. What are you going to do? Mother Nature, when a storm comes and takes a tree down, there's nothing you can do about it. And we're back at the driveway. There's sign number 40. Every ending a beginning. So But again, that's a video project for another day. So let's walk a little bit up the driveway here. How are we doing? Oh, good. Oh, good. 15. Okay, great. Great. So we'll just walk up the driveway here, and then there'll be the last video, and this video will be at roughly the same length, which some people might appreciate. And it really is, I like the curve of the driveway too. I planted those cute little daffodils in little clumps because they spread all along the driveway. Some of them standard daffodils which already bloomed, like these guys, and are no longer blooming. And some of them, unbeknownst to me, these cute little guys again that I mentioned, I think, in the last video. Whatever these are, they're about to stop blooming. These little mini daffodils. Here's a nice clump of them here, I'll show you. I love them. I love them. They bloom forever. I'm gonna figure out what they are. I'm gonna buy so many of these bulbs next year. I'm gonna plant them everywhere. And the deer don't eat them. Yay. Oh, that's the crabapple tree that I planted a year ago. Tree's doing great. It's gonna be it's gonna be big. It's gonna fill that space. Has beautiful blossoms, fuchsia pink blossoms. Lovely tree, great tree. Okay, we did it. Slow pan so no one gets dizzy. All right, did it. Nice. Okay, friends, that's the second video of 3. I gotta go inside now. I'm gonna change the battery on the camera just to make sure we don't run out of juice. I don't want to run out of go juice in the GoPro in the middle of this next long walk. And this next walk, there's a lot to show you guys because that's where I've done most of the work since the last set of videos. And I know I've got trouble if I get over 30 minutes for whatever reason. YouTube doesn't like me uploading longer than 35 minutes. So I'm going to be walking at a higher clip than usual in this next video, so I can still show you guys all the new stuff, but still make it in under 30 minutes is the goal. I think I can do it. Okay, I love you guys. Hope you're all doing good. And keep being kind as you can be. Keep reaching out to people in your community who need it, because everybody is needing it somehow. So find the need and fill the need, you know what I'm saying? We all have to do this, because God knows no one in Washington is going to help us. No one. Not a soul. Not anybody in Washington, D.C. is going to do anything for us. That's been proven for decades now, but we can fix this. We can do it. So let's join Team Compassion and Team Generosity and Team Kindness, and let's do this. All right, that's my little closing ramble for the day. All right, peace out. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.